Okay, this is 4.3. It's a bit tougher than the other ones. Um, it's all about factoring large polynomials. So I'm gonna start with this. Okay, it's in the course division. Just solve it so I can kind of explain what's going on. Okay, sometimes you know how we can factor squares. Okay, if when you have square, you can factor. For now, as you go into grade 11 and grade 12, you're gonna be asked to factor cubes and quartics and quintics. Okay, power 4, power 5. For how it goes is you need something to divide this equation by, so it becomes a square, and then when it's a square, you can just factor it easily. So you're gonna ask me, Tawarid, how am I supposed to know what am I supposed to divide by? So we have a way, and it's a bit long, and you need to use trial and error. Okay, we have a way to find all possible roots. All possible roots. Okay, so let's call this first number here A, and let's call this first number, this last number here D. Okay, every root is, and each root is gonna be factor of D over factor of A. And this is a question they could easily bring in the written, and I think they will actually bring in the written. Okay, what do I mean? So let's see. In this case, A is 6, and all possible factors of 6 are 1 and 6, 2 and 3. And then D is 3. All factors of 3 are 1 and 3. So let's see. What are all our possible ones? Let's start with the factors of D, yeah? The factors of D are 1 and 3 over the factors of A. Let's start with 1. We can have 1 over 1, right? 1 over 1. I can have 1 over 2. I'll start with the small numbers. Okay, I can have 1 over 3. And I can have 1 over 6. Then I can have, now we're done with the 1, right? We had all the possible solutions, all the possible combinations. 1 over 1, 1 over 2, 1 over 3, 1 over 6. Then the 3. 3 over 1, 3 over 2, 3 over 3, 3 over 6. Okay, let's clean this a bit up. 1 over 1 is just 1. Okay, 3 over 3 is 1, so we can just cancel it out. We're not going to write it 2 times. Okay, 3 over 6 is the same as 1 over 2, so we can just cancel that out. Put 1 over 2. Okay, 1 over 3. Well, then we have, let's say 3 over 2. Oh, no, 1 over 6. 3 over 2. And then 3 over 1 is just 3. So all my possible roots are this. And it's important for your roots to put plus, minus, because they could either be positive or negative. So, I mean, I know it's a bit long, but after you find all these roots, basically what you have to do is you have to test out each one into this equation. You can test it out by plugging it in and seeing if it equals 0. That would be easier to do when you have whole numbers. Okay, or you could test it out by doing synthetic division and seeing if you get a remainder of 0. Okay, both work. Okay, in my opinion, in the exam, they're not going to give you fractions. Okay, from what I think. Okay, so I would prefer you to start by testing out your whole numbers, 1 and 3. Okay, both positive and negative. Let's start by testing out 1. And I think it's a bit obvious. If you use 1, 6 plus 17 minus 4 minus 3, you don't get 0. Okay, even if you try minus 1 times 6, then you won't get 0. It's obvious if you choose minus 1 or 1. How about 3? 3 might actually work. 6 times 3 cubed plus 17 times 3 squared minus 4 times 3 minus 3. Here you can get 3 cubed is 27. 6 times 27 plus 17 times 9 minus 12 minus 3. 6 times 27 is going to be 120, 140, 162. Okay, 17 times 9 is going to be, let me see, 63, 153, I think. Minus 12 minus 3 minus 15. Okay, 162. Oh shit, wait, I did something wrong. Yeah, 162 plus 153 minus 15. I think it's obvious. It does not equal 0. So 3 is not a root, but always remember that you take the positive and the negative. Now let's try negative 3. Okay, 6 times minus 3 cubed plus 17 times minus 3 squared minus 4 times minus 3 minus 3. 6 times minus 3 cubed, 6 times minus 27 plus 17 times 9 plus 12 minus 3. 6 times minus 27 is going to be minus 162 plus 17 times 9 is going to be 153 plus 9. Yeah. So minus 162, 153 plus 9 is plus 162, and it equals 0. So that means minus 3 is a root. Okay. طب أنا I found minus 3 is my root. Okay. What am I supposed to do now? Okay. So part A was list all possible rational roots was this. Okay. Factor it completely. Okay. Now we found minus 3 is a root. Okay. What's the next step? I have to continue factoring. So factor out minus 3. How would I factor out minus 3? You just divide all of it by minus 3. So 6x cubed, let's take it here. It was 6x cubed plus 17x squared minus 4x minus 3. We want to divide this now by minus 3. Just do synthetic division. Minus 3, 6, 17, minus 4, minus 3. 6 down, 6 times minus 3 minus 18. Minus 17 minus 18 minus 1 times 3. 3 minus 4 plus 3 minus 1 times minus 3. 3. Obviously, remainder is 0 since it's a root, yeah? So we're going to get, since it's squared now, 6x squared minus 1x, so minus x, minus 1. So we can express this here as x plus 3 times 6x squared minus x plus 1. Why x plus 3? Because minus 3 is a root. If minus 3 is a root, you write it as x plus 3. You just do the opposite. Okay. Can you factor 6x squared minus x plus minus 1? Yes, you can. Which two numbers? 6 times 1 is 6. Which numbers multiply to get 6 but subtract to get 1? 3 and 2. So it's going to be x plus 3 here. 3 and 2, right? So 6x and 3. 6x and 2. What are the signs? Minus here, plus here. You're going to get x plus 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3. You're going to get 2x minus 1. Here, divide by 2, you're going to get 3x plus 1. So if you factor completely, you get this. So your three roots will be minus 3, 1 over 2, minus 1 over 3. Okay, this is 4.3. Question 1, which of the following are possible roots? Okay, to find possible roots, okay, where m is a whole number. To find possible roots, you take the factors of the last one and the factors of the first one, divide them by each other, like how I showed you. So the factors of 7 are 1 and 7, and the factors of 1 are just 1. So you do 1 over 1, and then 7 over 1. Okay, plus minus. And 1 over 1 is 1, 7 over 1 is 7. So my roots are plus minus 1 and 7. So positive 1, minus 1, minus 7. If they put for you positive 7, that would be correct. If for some reason you got like, I don't know, 2 over 3 as one of your roots, that would be wrong because we don't whole number. Okay, oh, it could be correct. Wait, could it be correct? 1 squared cube. Yeah, no, it would be wrong. It would be wrong. But يعني, that's it here. Possible roots, just find the factors. Question 2. Okay. P of x. Okay, this is P of x. If k is an odd integer greater than 1 and 2 over k is a possible root of P over x, P of x, well, what must the value of k be? Okay, so we need bit on possible roots. So let's take a look at the possible roots. Factors of this divided by factors of this. Okay, 12 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. How would I get it? 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12. 38 is 1, 2, 19, 38. 1 times 38 is 38, 2 times 19 is 38. So we have to now divide, okay? Let's start by the 1. You have 1 over 1, 1 over 2, okay? Actually, no, you know what? I'm not going to waste your time because they told you 2 over. Okay, so let's only do 2. Okay, 2 over 2, sorry, 2 over 1, 2 over 2, 2 over 19, 2 over 38. So these are the possible factors with 2 as the numerator. 2 over 1 is 2. 2 over 2 is 1. 2 over 19, we just keep it. 2 over 19. 2 over 38. Plus, minus, right? So what did they tell us? They said it's odd. K is odd. أول شيء. What is odd here? 2, 1, 19, 38. Okay? Obviously, it's not going to be 2 or 1 because it's 2 over something, right? So it can't be any of these. Okay? So it's either 2 over 19 or 2 over 38. And they told us it's odd. So is it 19 or 38? It's obviously 19. And it's greater than 1. So it can't be negative 19. Okay? If it was plus minus, then it would be negative 19. But they said greater than 1. So it has to be positive. Okay? And it's odd. So it's going to be positive 19. Question 3. Okay, consider the polynomial g of x equals x cubed minus 2x squared minus 11x plus 12. According to the factor theorem, since some g of 4 equals 0, then x minus 4 is a factor of g of x. Okay, from the options, the way I solved it, I just tested them all out. أول شيء, if it's a factor theorem, like if you look at the options, some of them was like g of 0 equals 3. Like obviously this is wrong. Okay, لأنه بدل answer, if you substitute it, you should get 0 as the answer. The other option that had 0 as the answer was g of 3 equals 0. And this is wrong because if you substitute 3, you get 3 cubed minus 2 times 3 squared minus 11 times 3 plus 12. And no, we'll solve with each other. 27 minus 2 times 3 squared minus 18 minus 33 plus 12. Okay, you get 27 minus 18. I did 9. I think 9, 18 plus 9. Yeah, 27. 9 minus 33 plus 12. That's obviously not 0. Okay, فأكيد g of 3 equals 0 is wrong. But if you tried substituting 4, you do get 0. 4 cubed minus 2 times 4 squared minus 11 times 4 plus 12. 4 cubed minus 2 times 4 squared is 64 minus 32, which is 32, minus 44 plus 12, 32 plus 12, 44, 44 minus 44, 0. Okay, so g of 4 does equal 0. And when you substitute something into your polynomial and you get 0, that means it's a factor. Okay, how would I write it as a factor? If my root is 4, then how would I write it? You take the opposite. Oh, it's x minus 4. That means it's x minus 4, right? Not x plus 4. If it was x plus 4, then the root would be negative 4. But the root is 4, positive. So we put the opposite of 4, a positive 4, which is minus 4. Okay, المهم. Now, we know x minus 4 is a factor. How would I continue factoring the whole thing? Okay, we take x minus 4 out. How do we take x minus 4 out? We have to divide the whole thing by x minus 4. The easiest way to do this is synthetic division, right? 1 minus 2 minus 11 and 12. Just arrange the coefficients. 1 down. 1 times 4, 4. Minus 2 times plus 4, 2. 2 times 4, 8. Minus 11 plus 8, minus 3. Minus 3 times 4 is minus 12. These cancel out, obviously, since we know it's a factor, so the remainder should be 0. So let's arrange these. It's going to be, since it was cubic, now it's going to be quadratic x squared plus 2x minus 3. Okay, can you factor this in any way? Which two numbers, when you multiply them, you get 3. When you subtract them, you get 2. Obviously, 3 and 1, right? Okay. What are the signs going to be? The plus goes to the bigger number. The minus goes to the other. Okay, so it's going to be x plus 3, x minus 1. Okay, so this can be rewritten as x minus 4, x plus 3, x minus 1. Okay, x minus 4, x plus 3, x minus 1. Pretty easy. Yani. Question 4. This was the hard one, or 5? No, this was easy. Okay, so they gave us this polynomial x cubed minus 25, x squared plus 4, x minus 100. They said 25 is one of its roots. We're supposed to factor it fully. If we know that 25 is one of its roots, that means we can divide this polynomial by 25. If 25 is one of its roots, that means x minus 25 is a factor, right? So if I divide by x minus 25 and do synthetic division, we can take 25 out, right? Like this. You do the opposite. Okay, let's do synthetic division. It's going to be 1 minus 25, 4 minus 100. Okay, I just divide. Is it squared? Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 down, 1 times 25, 25, minus 20, 0, 0 times 25, 0, 4 plus 0, 4, 4 times 25, 100. Obviously, remainder again is going to be 0 since you know it's a factor. And so it's going to be x squared, and this is 0x, so I don't write the 0x, I just skip it. So plus 4. Okay, so this can be rewritten as x minus 25 times x squared plus 4. Can you factor this x squared plus 4? Yes, but over the set of complex numbers. They put I for you, so basically they're telling you, I want you to factor it over the set of complex numbers. Remember when we have a squared plus b squared, it's equal to, this was from chapter 3.3, a plus bi, a minus bi. Okay, so this x squared plus 4 is going to be equal to x plus 2i, x minus 2i, since it's plus. But if it was minus, you don't need for the I. Okay, so x plus 2i, x minus 2i, and then 25 here. Question 5 over here. Okay, so t of x is 7x cubed minus 17x squared plus 13x minus 3. Given that k over 7 is a root of t of x, what is the value of k? So what do we have to do? We need to find the possible roots, right? So we take the roots of 3, factors of 3, factors of 7. How do we find possible roots? We take the factors. Factors of 3 هني 1 and 3. Factors of 7 هني 1 و 7. Let's find. It's factors of the last one divided by factors of the first one. So 1 over 1, 3 over 1, 1 over 7, 3 over 7. They told us it's over 7. So it's either going to be, so plus minus, yeah? It's either going to be the 1 over 7 or 3 over 7. So we have to try either 1 over 7 or 3 over 7. How do we try? We substitute, and which one was going to get me 0 at the end, right? So they're saying it's a root. They didn't say possible root. They're telling you it's a root, okay? How would you do it? Substituting would be a bit hard, okay? And they told you use synthetic division, okay? Since we're working with fractions, I think, come on, it would be easier to use synthetic division. Let's start with 1 over 7. Okay, see if we get a remainder 0 or no. Okay, 1 over 7, let's arrange coefficients. 7 minus 17, 13, minus 3. Take the 7 down. 7 times 1 over 7, cancel 7 with 7. You get 1. Minus 17 plus 1 is going to be minus 16. Minus 16 times over 7 is going to, you're going to have minus 16 over 7. And then obviously if you add this, you're going to get, it's a lot, okay? You're going to get, have to multiply this by 7. 21, 91. You're gonna get 91, 91 over 7 minus 16 over 7. It's a big number. So if you continue, blah 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 blah, ما حتخلص. Obviously this one, 1 over 7 is wrong. Okay, how about now let's try maybe negative 1 over 7, because always you have to try plus minus, you know. Negative 1 over 7. We arrange them. 7 minus 17, 13, minus 3, 7 down. 7 times minus 1, minus, maybe it's minus 18. Oh, but now minus 18 times minus 1 over 7 is going to be 18 over 7. And if you add these, you're going to get something. You're going to get a huge number. 91 over 7 plus 18 over 7. It's going to be 99, 109 over 7. Okay, and this obviously, you can't divide this. So you're going to have a remainder. So minus 1 over 7 is wrong. Okay, we have to try 3 over 7. And obviously you guys can see the answer. 3 over 7 is correct. But let me show you why. 7 minus 17, 13, minus 3. 7 down, cancel 7 with 7. You're going to get 3. Minus 17 plus 3 is minus 14. Okay, minus 14 divided by 7 is minus 2. So minus 2 times 3 is going to be minus 6. Let me show you. Minus 14, 3 over 7. Cancel 7 with minus 14. You're going to get minus 2. Minus 2 times 3, minus 6. Okay. 13 minus 6 is going to be 7. 7 cancels with 7. You're going to get 3. Okay. Minus 3 plus 3 is 0. So you get 0 as your remainder. So which one's correct? 3 over 7. Okay. So 3 over 7 is my item. Okay. And obviously, they're going to want you to factor it completely. So you're going to have to divide by it. And we did divide. So I can just directly use, no need to divide again. We already divided. So it was cubic. Now it becomes quadratic. 7x squared minus 14x plus 7. Okay, so we can express this as 7x minus 3 into 7x squared minus 14x plus 7. So let's factor it completely. Why is it 7x minus 3, by the way? If x equals 3 over 7, multiply the 7 on the other side, 7x equals 3, then take the 3 to the x side, and it'll be 7x minus 3. Okay, just showing you why. المهم, let's factor this now. 7 times 7, 49. Which numbers, when you multiply them, you get 49. So when you add them, you get 14. 7 and 7. So 7x, 7, and then 7x, and 7. And then 7x minus 3 over here. Okay, and since it's plus, that means both get the same sign. It's minus in the middle, so minus 1. Can you divide by 7, divide by 7, divide by 7, divide by 7? Yes, you can. So you get 7x minus 3, x minus 1, x minus 1. Okay, so instead of writing x minus 1, I can just write x minus 1 squared, 7x minus 3. Okay, x minus 1 squared, 7x minus 3. What are the roots of t of x? That's part C. Obviously, our roots are going to be 1 and 3 over 7. And 1 is repeated twice. In case it comes, it might come If something is repeated, that means it's a root of multiplicity. Okay, root of multiplicity how many times? Depending on how many times it's repeated. In this case, 1 is a root of multiplicity 2 because it's repeated twice. But if it were to be repeated 3 times, then it would be a root of multiplicity 3. Okay, that may come in the multiple choice. I don't know. Question 6. Okay, what's the value of m if x plus 2 is a factor? If it's a factor, that means if you substitute minus 2, it's going to equal 0. So minus 2 to the power of 4 minus 2 times minus 2 to the power of 2 plus 3m times minus 2 plus 64. Minus 2 to the power of 4 is going to be 16. Minus 2 times minus 2 squared is going to be minus 8, I think, plus 3m times minus 2 is minus 6m plus 64 equals 0. Okay, 16 minus 8, 8 plus 64 minus 6m equals 0. 6m to the other side, you're going to get 72 equals 6m. And you divide by 6 on both sides, you get 12. Okay, m equals 12. That's it for 4.3.